First off, thank you for clicking on such a long upgrade video. You've got a lot of options for upgrades of Commander Precon's videos, and so we're trying to do something a little different here, a very in-depth breakdown of this upgrade that we did alongside our community. In this one, we're looking at Corrupting Influence featuring Ixhel, Scion of Atraxa. Check the timeline. First, we're going to go over the Commander, then we're going to go into an in-depth breakdown, almost go card by card for the cuts. Then we're going to look at some additions that we would make right before we test it a little bit. By the end of it, let me know down in the comments what you think of this longer, more in-depth upgrade video style, and if it works for you, give me just a second to thank our patrons, and we'll be right back with the deck.
Highest level of gratitude to our patrons who power the channel through Patreon. Check out the Patreon link in the description to learn about monthly giveaways, VIP Discord access, and even our official playmat.
98 cards in this deck, so 2 are missing. We're gonna have to go find them on the official deck list, but let's get comfortable with the list first. So we got Ixhel, Son of Atraxa, Scion of Atraxa, Flying Vigi, Toxic 2, and Toxic is when it deals any damage at all, they get 2 poison counters. So it can deal 1, it can deal 10. They take the damage and then they get poison counters equal to the toxic number. Then Corrupted. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent who has 3 or more poison counters exiles the top card of their library face down. Each opponent who has 3 or more poison counters exile the top card of their library face down. You can look at and play those cards for as long as they remain exiled, and you can spend mana, 0 mana of any color to cast them. Can y'all read that okay? Is it better if I go big? Yeah, probably better if I go big, yeah? Look at and spend mana as though it were mana of any color. So we don't even need all that fixing they got down there. Sheesh, for a green deck, they surely packed this thing full of mana rocks. You may look at and play those cards for as long as they remain exiled. And so that means even if Ixhel... What's up, Captain Crabnacket? That's a fun name. If, to me, I take this, and tell me if I'm correct, Ixhel leaves the battlefield, those cards are the one that carry the ability that I can play those for as long as they remain exiled. Basically, they have this corrupted thing on them. Jay Lorshin, what's up? Right, yeah, Jay Lorshin, if you block the... If they don't connect, you don't get toxic. They don't get any poison counters, correct. Alright, so basically, we want to get 3 poison counters on each player as soon as possible. And then play Ixhel. We get 3, hopefully, 3 cards exiled off our opponent's libraries face down. So that should be our primary goal. Get 3 poison counters on everybody. So 1 each and then proliferate twice. What's that? Probably the fastest way to do it, right? Yeah, Nico, I think they didn't make it Sultai on purpose because then you're squeezing it full of a ton of proliferate stuff. And I think they want to make you work for it a little bit more with the poison, you know, commander. Okay, so that's what our commander is. That's what we're working with. We'll check the secondary commander out and see if I'd swap to it, but I like this one. Flying Vigi 2/5 is a good power toughness for this because we're not trying to kill him with power, right? We're trying to overwhelm him. Probably poison him out. At least kill 1 or 2 people with poison. Tracon, that's not really a an upgrade to this Precon so much as changing it completely. Let's see some of these new ones. We don't know what this card is. Let me see if I can... I'm assuming this just says Flying and Toxic 1. Can my Spanish speakers in the chat confirm that? I think from context clues, it says Flying and Toxic 1. Death Touch Toxic 1. Infect. Thank you. Blight Belly Rat Toxic 1 when it dies, proliferate. And I like all these low to the ground ones, right? We want to get going fast before the opponent has blockers because we're going to be generally using weaker creatures. Oh wow, this is good. They just keep making these, don't they? We just keep getting caustic caterpillars in all of our different versions. Sack it, choose an artifact, choose one, destroy an artifact, destroy an enchantment. Or proliferate. Love that. Trample toxic 1, 5/5 for 5. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to one or more players, proliferate. Oof. This could be a sneaky win. You drop this right before you're ready to attack. They deal combat damage, anything. Proliferate. Beginning of your end step, and opponent has 3 or more. Draw a card, then you can put a land from your hand onto the battlefield. This is a really good card. Evolution Sage, good. Glissa's Retriever. Wow, 6/6 for 6. Haste, toxic 3. Can't be blocked by power 2 or less. When it dies, exile it. When you do, return up to X. Target cards from your graveyard to your hand, where X is the number of opponents who have 3 or more poison counters. So that's okay. That's okay. It can't come back. It's a hasty toxic though, so we'll definitely take that. Hasty toxic that avoids all the damn goblin tokens. Grateful Apparition, yes. Icarats, this is like top tier in this deck. Each player just getting a poison counter. This is really good. Hey, Damien. Icar Claw, yes. Mycosynth Fiend gets +1/+1 for each poison counter your opponents have. Now, see, like, this is one that I'm immediately like, I want to cut that. We're going to move this to considering. We're just going to make some room. We know we got 2 cards in here that are like, we don't even know what they are. We'll have to go figure it out. But that's immediately for me is like a, bah. It's those kind of synergies in decks look good, and they're like, oh yeah, of course I play that. It's an Infect deck. That thing gets bigger with Infect, but that's not your strategy, you know? Just playing a big dumb one of those, that ain't what we want to do. Trying to get everything focused. Toxic 2, pay 2 life, add a man of any color. This thing's new. That's pretty cool. It's real cute. Why is Little Mirror cute? No, I don't play much CDH, Damien, but I've been wanting to get into it. I've played a little bit on MTGO, just kind of learned the format. Here's a new card, Norn's Choir Master. Whenever a commander you control enters the battlefield or attacks, proliferate. Good. Phyrexian Swarm Lord. Good. Plague Mirror. Good. Quick. Any quick creature, any 2-mana creature with Infect, we're probably just going to go all in on those. Because once we can get 1 on everybody, proliferate, baby. Yeah, see, Brody, and that's what I'm talking about. Even that one caps out. It's just not where you want to be. Plague Stinger, good. Scavenging Ooze, this is more into considering for me. Good utility creature. I understand they needed a slot in a deck, so they were like, fuck it, put Scoos in there. But not our strategy. And you know, the way they make all these precons is that there are like 5 to 10 cards in the main set that you probably want for the strategy, just like right off the rip. I mean, I can think of that Mythic Dino, right? Dreadmaw with more words. Toxic Dreadmaw. Like that, automatically you want that in here. It's a big dumb silly creature that's going to be awesome. Yeah, Matt Corrales, I don't think it is. We're going to get to like looking up some cards too. Right now I got to get a feel for all the cards in the deck and cut what we want to cut, or at least do a initial round. Venomous Brutalizer's got Toxic 3, 4/4 for 4. When it ETBs, pay 2 if you do proliferate. Good. So good. Okay, so this is the alternate commander here, huh? It looks cool. Vishgraz the Doom Hive. Menace, Toxic 1, 3/3. When ETBs, create 3 1/1s with Toxic 1 and can't block, and a piece that we don't care about. Or it's fine. I really like this. I wonder how much enters the battlefield we've got. Because this thing, I want to put this in the Conjurer's closet, if you know what I'm saying. Just go might. Yeah, Draken, I'm kind of feeling that. I like that approach. I want to stick to Ixhel right now. I mean, the question is why? At least this one gives you like a straight up My dude goes wide. It is 5 mana, but we're in green, and this deck for some reason came with 80 lands and 15 mana rocks. And they were like, you get 5 creatures after that, and that's your deck. You're gonna have plenty of mana. Huh. This is the first time in a long time I've read the 2 options for a commander in a precon, and almost automatically I'm like, I think I like the alternate better. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent, so it's just, so this is like card advantage, and this is like go wide. We'll see. Windborn Muse, what are you doing in this deck? Get out of here. So they probably put Windborn Muse in there because the thought is like, you go, I'm going wide, I'm going heavy on the board, I'm just going to keep pounding, trying to keep my hand full, trying to keep pounding the board, regardless of overextending. Because this whole deck is about overextending and getting there. And I take that back. I kind of like it as get a poison counter on and then proliferate everybody slowly, because there's not much that they can do, right? Yeah, Model HX. I'm kind of on that. Toxic Bodies on ETB is crazy. Jinx said they're just trolling with the Windborn after the DMR reprint. Look, I understand the thought process. It's I'm attacking, I'm playing a lot of creatures, I'm attacking a lot, leaving myself open. I want to be able to block. Just, in an aggressive deck like this, I have never wanted Windborn Muse when I see it in my hand. It's just not that kind of deck. Not where we want to be. But that's okay. We know we're +2 on this deck list, deck size right now, because there's 2 missing cards. So we're already at the 3 ads, and we know there's a ton of them. I've seen y'all dropping them in chat. Let's see what we got. Target player draws 3 cards, loses 3 life, and gets 3 poison counters. This card sucked back in the day, but now because of Corrupted, this is actually pretty good. Just straight up for 5 mana, you've activated a whole keyword. But you gotta let them draw 3 cards. But you're gonna get to draw extra cards off of them. Also, if you could make the deal before the spell actually resolved, this is the deal. I'm going to allow you to draw 3 cards as part of an effect I'm going to be playing. But you can't attack me for 3 turns. Do you want to take that deal? And that's all the information you give them. Yeah, exactly, Keto. You drop Shieldred there and anything, Underworld Dream, stuff like that. But that's not what we're going for in this deck. I just like I like the potential politics of this. You can have 3 cards. Sure. You and me are on a team now, okay? Culling Ritual I really like. I think this card is underrated. I think people don't play this enough. This hits all tokens, y'all. I normally only ever play this for free. The problem with this card in this deck is that a lot of our stuff is going to be mana value 2 or less. And so if you get this early, basically your game plan becomes wait. I'm just going to let people build up. I'm going to play the, lame duck in the game that tries to come in late and snag the win. And then you cast Culling Ritual. It refills your mana pool. You drop some 4/5 drop. Or play a few of your poison creatures and pass. I don't hate it. We'll test it for now. We'll leave it in there. Cultivate is where I'd rather be living with our mana ramp rather than all those damn mana rocks. Expand the sphere. Look at the top 6 cards of your library. Put up to 2 land cards from among them onto the battlefield tapped, and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Oh, nice. It's an explosive vegetation. Kind of. Except for just the top 6. If you put fewer than 2 lands onto the battlefield, proliferate a number of times equal to the difference. Oh, hey now. Put up to 2. Okay, so you can just choose 0. So this is proliferate for 4 mana. Or if you get it early, you're just like, yeah, let's spin the wheel. That's pretty sick. I like that. I like this card. This is Moxfield. Somebody just asked. All right, expand the sphere. Stays. Feed the infection. 4 mana. Draw 3, lose 3. Each opponent who has 3 or more poison counters loses 3 life. Whatever. We don't care about that. Draw 3, lose 3 ain't bad, and it does have a little bit of extra value synergy, but this one's on my watch list. We're keeping an eye on this one. I think we can do better. Yep. Bye, Fumigate. Get summons. Return up to 1 target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. For 4 mana, that's not bad. Straight up. Yeah. For each opponent who has 3 or more poison counters, when you cast a spell, put up to 1 target creature card from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield. Yes. This is good. Michelangelo, we're not sure yet. Basically, what we've done is we've started with the base precon and we're reading through the cards because there's a lot of new cards in here I'm not familiar with and I want to get a feel for how the synergies work. And then we're going to start adding some stuff and shore it up, and we'll have at the end a fully upgraded version of this deck, and then we'll do the other one. And that's what tonight's going to be. It's going to be fun. Normally I do this alone watching Netflix, so we're going to do it together tonight. I hope you enjoy. Let me know if you don't. Keep it to yourself if you do. I'm not here for compliments. Geth Summon stays. Merciless Eviction. How do we feel? And I think I saw somebody say a lot of board wipes. How do we feel about how many board wipes are in this freaking deck? We got one that's going to hit all our best shit. We got one that's going to exile all our shit. And then we got one that turns it into a giant thing that we're just like, that's fine, but we're not that kind of deck. We don't even care. Normally, I like Phyrexia and Rebirth a lot in decks because at least you get a board state, and you know how much I bitch about that. Don't do a board wipe unless you've got something to do afterwards. Do not wipe pass. You're not advancing yourself in the game. At least this does a little bit of it, but it's not on our synergy. At least we end up with a creature. Put Tainted Strike in there. Tainted Strike on the Phyrexia and Rebirth. Okay, so let's hear it. I want to hear about board wipes. We got Culling Ritual, Merciless Eviction, Phyrexia and Rebirth. Let's check. None of these others are board wipes. Each creature. Oh, that's good. Okay, so what do we do? Do we leave these 3? Do we cut them down? What do we cut? What do y'all think? Are we just going to replace them? Yeah, Matt, that's a good point. Are we just going to 1-for-1 these with some cards that are coming out right now? Deets, I'm kind of with you that these are fine board wipes. At least this one reestablishes. This gives us access to exile, although I wish it also exiled graveyards if we wanted it to. Doesn't Farewell do that? Keep that in the back of my head. Culling Ritual is that kind of like early drop ramps. I just love that spell. I just think it's really good. Let's keep going. We'll come back to it. Knight's Whisper. Draw 2, lose 2. These are better than they look in decks. The card draw is on my watch list right now. Noxious Assault, 5 mana, green 3, eh? Yeah. Creatures you control get +2/+2 until in a turn. Whenever a creature blocks this turn, its controller gets a poison counter. Oh, so whenever a creature blocks this turn, meaning the opponents are going to get a poison counter for each individual creature that they block with. Cause damn. Whew, that card is nasty. I have to agree with you. Draw X, lose X, where X is the number of colors. Okay, so this is draw 3, lose 3 in your perfect world. A lot of times it's going to be draw 2, lose 2. Also fine. I like the amount of card draw. I will say that. You got to keep your hand full in this deck. Like, I think this is a, possible Howling Mind style deck where you just are overloading yourself, overwhelming your opponents. Each opponent gets a poison counter, then each creature. You know what we need to do with the board wipes is we need to go one-sided with them, because we would rather pay more mana and leave our creature line alone and then be able to swing through. So like we don't have blue. I was gonna say a big group bounce. I want to think on that more. Maybe we get some of those board wipes in here that just wipe, you know, in Garrick's Wake and stuff like that. Lord knows we got the mana to do that. I mean, this deck out of the box came with like 38 land and 5 mana rocks. It's ridiculous. Phyrexia's Outbreak. Each opponent gets a poison counter. Sick. Then each creature your opponents control get -1/-1 until end of turn for each poison counter its controller has. Good. Phyrexian Rebirth, we've talked about it. We'll come back to it. Return target permanent from your graveyard to your hand. Proliferate. Not bad. Wormquake. I like utility spells like this. You're going to get more use out of this card than you ever think you will when you put it in. It's not splashy, but it's going to perform. Keep y'all's ideas going. We're going to get there. Wormquake, 6 mana, corrupted. Create an XX green Phyrexian worm creature token with trample and toxic 1, where X is the amount of mana spent to cast this spell. Where X is the amount of oh, it's got flashback, I see. Then for each opponent with 3 or more poison counters, you create another one of those tokens. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, mercy, mercy. Mercius. Mercius Wormquakeus. It's so funny how narrow these cards are, too, because that card is kick ass, but it's completely niched to this one deck. Archetype, I'll say. Archetype. You could do anything you want with Infect, but archetype. All right, let's move to the instance. Oh, hell. The Stream Monarch. Beast Within, good. Carrying Call. Create 2 1/1s with Infect. I don't love this on 4. Oh, it is instant speed. Oh, wait. Holy shit. They have Infect. Not with Toxic 1. Is this an old card? This is an old card. Never mind. I like this card. Fine. 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 I'm saying fine like they can stay. They're all better than fine. Vraska's Fall. Each opponent sacrifices a creature, planeswalker, and gets a poison counter. Yes. Anything that says each opponent gets a poison counter, I'm already in on. I'm already in on it. What do we got? Oh, Spanish speakers. I'm going to need your help. Okay. Atlas Phyrexiano. Let's try Scryfall. It's got to be there, right? I'm assuming it's Phyrexian Alice. Here we go. Add a mana of any color for 3 mana. It's a mana rock? And whenever Phyrexian Atlas becomes tapped, each opponent with 3 or more poison counters loses 1 life. Chad, I'm not in love with this. I know it's a poison deck. I know. But I'm just not into it. I'm just not down for it. I just don't even care. And then Arcane Signet. So 3, 4. Good card. 5. 5th rock. 6th mana rock. I do like that it ramps up though. That's good. 7th. 8th mana rock on top of 38 lands. Sweet mana. Sweet mana mercy. I don't know why they are so worried. I don't know why they're so worried with freaking making sure you hit your mana in this. It's just a 3-color deck. We got this. Drafted Exoskeleton, we probably leave in there, right? Norn's Annex is... No, not for this deck. It's yet another one. Fantastic card. Lead the Soul Ring, I guess. Make that rock a creature equipped with Basilisk color. What rock? This rock? Oh god, okay, let me look at this. What do I want to cut here? We'll move Commander Sphere to... We're just gonna leave the new card in here because it's a new card. I think I would cut it. I love this. Chromatic Sphere, I'm so like... Signet's fine. Soul Ring's fine. Arcane, Felwar, we're all on 2 mana rocks. 3 mana rock for a, you know, it's possible. Yeah, see, you're like Astral Cornucopia, Davey. I'm thinking that we've even got mana rocks that are relevant to what we're doing. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna cut one more. We're cutting Chromatic Lantern. Whoops. We're gonna cut Chromatic Lantern. All right. So that leaves the new cards in here. If y'all have ever seen my budget and bling upgrade videos, a big driver of mine is let's not cut the new cards right now. Let's play a couple games with them. Let's really test them out. See where the synergies are. A lot of times playing a card feels way different than reading a card. And so you go, oh, I could see where this would be good. I can see how I would want to play this card. Yeah, see, and Zach, that's what I'm saying. Everflowing Chalice, Astral Cornucopia, any of these cards could take the place of any of these. I mean, that becomes a 3 mana rock. So like maybe eventually you want to look at replacing Phyrexia and Atlas. It's any color, right? Add a man of any color. Okay, so at least it's any color. I could get down on that. We're gonna leave those for now. Ghostly Prison. Wow, they really stacked those effects in here, didn't they? We said no thank you. Whenever a creature you control dies, you gain life, draw a card. Fine. How much do we have in here? I'm just gonna zoom out for a second, chat. On Moxfield, you can highlight. I want to see what we've got. Draw a card. Okay, so we got 1 dedicated, 2 dedicated. That lets us draw a card. Okay, we really don't have... We're not overwhelming ourselves with card draw right now. Alright. We'll leave it in for now. Norn's Decree. Whenever one or more creatures an opponent controls deals combat damage to you, that opponent gets a poison counter. Whenever a player attacks, if one or more players being attacked or poison the attacking player draws a card. Yeah, I like that. We'll work with that. All right, what do we got as far as 2 more basics? Exotics, fine. What do we just come down on the basic number? I'm just gonna come down 1 to 37, call it good. Don't love that, but it's fine. Yeah, let's see where we're at on mana right now. So we got pretty good coverage across the board as far as mana goes. We could come down on 1 forest, it looks like. Oh yeah. All right. 37 lands. 89. Remember that there are 2 cards. Let's go take a look at this deck and see if we can figure out which 2 cards. Glissa's Retriever. Did we see that? Yes. Was anybody able to figure out which cards are missing from this? Vat Emergence MTG. Here we go. Put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Proliferate. Yes, we leave that. What's the other one? Infectious Inquiry. Draw 2 cards, lose 2 life. Each opponent gets a poison counter. Baby. Hell yes. Okay. All right. So just to hold spots for those, we're just going to go, return, creature, graveyard, battlefield. Let's just search for something that does something close to that. Let's sort these a little bit better. Sort. EDH Rec. Andrew, what's up? All right, Dread Return is going to hold the place of the one. Vat Emergence. Vat Emergence is Dread Return. And then the other one is Draw Cards. So let's just go Sign in Blood for that. And we know that it's draw 2, lose 2. Draw 2, lose 2. Each opponent gets a Yeah, draw 2, lose 2. Each opponent gets a poison. All right, so those are holding our spots in the deck. So we got 91 cards to build with. Set at the primer just a second. Sign in blood holds the place of infectious inquiry. The dread return holds the place of, what the hell is that card named? Vat Emergence. All right, there we go, baby. Okay, that's the other one. Save the primer. Back to the deck list. We got 8 cards, 9 cards to play with. As y'all type into chat, I'm gonna look at infect, sort, EDH rec. We'll see what comes up. New Vorinclex for synergy. Yeah. Shieldred and Vorinclex for synergy seems good. No, for flavor, I actually don't like Shieldred for the synergy. It's just a generically good creature, right? It's always going to be good. We probably run Tainted Strike, right? Yeah, I like Ink Moth. We're gonna have to cut another land for it, but it's just got to be in there. Skitherix, gotta run Skittles. Do we care? Do we care? No, I mean, Tainted Strike can turn one of our big boys that has Toxic into an actual finishing blow. Yeah? Yeah? We'll think about it. I mean, Glistener Elf, right? If we're gonna go low to the ground. What do y'all think of Core Prowler? In fact, when it's put into a graveyard, proliferate. Oh, gotta go Crusader, right? Other creatures you control with Infect get +1/+1. That's tough because half the deck is Toxic, right? Do Mites have it? No, Mites have Toxic, right? Oh, Kraken Jank. That's all I needed to hear. Target creature. It's not target creature you control. You don't even think about using this on an opponent's creature. Hell yeah. That's when you're like, Prosh is swinging for how much? And you're not blocking? Okay, I'm going to give Prosh Taina. In fact. Oh, baby. That's how you lose friends right there. That is pretty sweet. All right. I think we have... I don't care too much about that. Putrefax kind of looks like one of those creatures from Live, Die, Repeat. Did you ever see that movie? That's an underrated movie, bro. Live, Die, Repeat is one of my favorites. That's a fantastic movie. All right. I'm taking suggestions. I looked through the Infect stuff. Nim, Death Mantle, Ashnod's Altar, Infinite. Goes Infinite with the backup commander. That's a good note. I don't call it Edge of Tomorrow. I call it Live, Die, Repeat. The original title that some suits changed and I think is a way cooler title. Douthie Embrace. Let's check this one out. Target creature gains shadow until end of turn. Just can't be blocked. Unless they've got some shadow shit. I think we can pull this off. Can't be blocked. Let's try type aura first. Hexproof, can't be blocked by more than one creature. Can't be blocked except by flying or reach. Cannot be blocked except by white or artifact creatures. Can't be blocked except by flyers. Well, I guess the real way is like, what is the one that's protection from creatures, right? Oh, Key to the City. Y'all, Jake would yell at me if I don't run Key to the City in this deck. Oh, I need a type aura. Oh, Keto must be blocked is actually a really interesting way to go as well. We don't have blue. We don't have blue in our colors. We are green, black, white. Probably draw a card, right? I mean, so this deck, Unquestioned Authority, that's just good night, right? Cover of Darkness. Choose a creature type. Creatures of the chosen type have fear. All right, hang on. Go back to the deck list. Let's get out our little highlighter. Type Phyrexian. 21. All right, so all the yellow is Phyrexians. Oh, we need to look at some more proliferate. We don't need more lands, Siley, but we can definitely replace some lands, and I want to do that. This definitely needs Rogue's Passage. Okay, so we've got a decent number of Phyrexians. I wish there was more if we were going to do that. Let's definitely go Rogue's Passage. Doo-doo-doot. We can cut some lands again now. We're at 39. So let's just remove a Schwampy Bompy. And the plains. Excuse me, chat. Goodness gracious. All right, so we're at 95. We got to look at this, chat. We got to look at proliferate. Proliferate, and we need to be... What do we need to be? Let's just sort EDH rec. There are 69 likes? Oh, you really do love me, chat. Thank you. Thank you. Karn's Bastion. Who said Karn's Bastion? It's already in here. Did we put it in here? No, it's got the symbol. We're still alive, chat. We're moving on. Sword of Truth and Justice. What do we think here? Oh, man. This one's very good for us. I don't like pro white, pro blue. Who gives a shit about those? But damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter, and proliferate. This one seems like it needs a little click. That one's going in there. All right, let's be real, chat. And I only want you to answer if you've played Contagion Engine in a deck. Nick, I will check. I'm not 100% sure. Thank you for the question, String Monarch. Contagion Engine. Do you play it? Is it good? I've never actually played it. It looks clunky, but it looks like it could possibly hit. And I know a lot of people play it. See, Guillermo, that's how I feel looking at it. Insomniac says yes. Matt says Clasp, yes. Clasp I can get down on. I think we're skipping Contagion Engine, chat. Pollen Bright, I'm a no-go on. Smell Fear. Yo, this is kind of interesting to me. Get a little fight going. Get a little fight going and we proliferate. Does our homie have Death Touch? Why do I feel like it has Death Touch? Where's the commander? What's going on? Are they up here? Oh, here they are. No, Flying Vigilance, Toxic 2. Doesn't that look like it's got Death Touch? This looks like something that should have Death Touch. Atraxa was like, here, let me teach you all my things except for blue and no Death Touch for you. This looks like it should have Death Touch to me. Does it smell Fear? Is this good? We're adding this to our maybe board. Jake, what's up? Everybody wave at Jake. Jake's there in chat on the official Jake and Joel are Magic chat. Everybody wave. Say what's up, Jack. Jake, I am making a video right now of Noctis's box, and holy cow, what a box. Yeah, dude. Dude, everyone clap at Jake. There's Jake. Everyone clap at Jake. Show him margarita sipping Jake emoji. If you're a member. If you're not a member, click join, become a member. Helps us not have to worry about YouTube ad revenue. Grim Affliction always seems like the kind of card that I would put in iteration 1 of this deck and then it would get cut immediately for something else. Right? It would go away so fast. ETB proliferate. +1/+1 on each. Put a +1/+1 on each of up to 2 target creatures, then profile rate. ETB proliferate. Dealt damage proliferate. Can't be blocked. Ooh. Thanks, Michael. We appreciate it. Vault of the Archangel. I don't even know what that is, Ethan. Ethan, keep that one in mind. I want to go a little bit lower on the proliferate, but say that again because I'm definitely forgetting it. And I'm counting on you. Vraska? Oh my god. Dude, we're running Vraska in this deck, right? Oh my god, we're running Vraska in this deck. Click! 0 proliferate, draw a card, lose a life. That's the shit right there. Seriously, we're also running staff. Sorry, doing it. Lightning bolt, proliferate, deal. Not even gonna slow down to hear what your thoughts are on it. We're clicking yes and we're moving on. Bloated Contaminator. Also good. This is what I'm talking about. The set is always gonna have 5 to 10 cards that you're like, shit, that goes in this deck. That's how they design these. They design these to go like this. Make you want to buy more stuff. Which we do. Carnivorous can't destroy target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying. That permanent's mana value was 3 or less. Proliferate. Target creature gets -4/-4 until end of turn. Proliferate on uncommon? I haven't even seen this card. Oh my god. I don't even care if it's sorcery speed. We run this, right? We run this. We definitely run this. I'm not actually going to play this deck, Michael. I'm building it for a friend. It's not mine, Dad. I'm holding it for a friend. Whenever you proliferate, each opponent loses 2, you gain 2. Don't care. What? Chat, this is the card. Why isn't it in the deck? Isn't this the card? Yes. Oh my god. Okay. Well, we can add that. What the hell? All right, we can add that and go back and take out Dread Return. Is that what we put in there? Yeah. Do we run Dread Return in this deck though? We'll put it in our considering. Okay, so we can take that off the primer. What the hell? It was there. It was there the whole time. Ooh, we're at 100 right now, but I think we're over on lands. Nope, 37 still. But we still got some cards to add. All right. Chat. Final suggestions for right now. Then we're going to do some gold fishing. See how this plays. Anything you want me to take a look at, hit me in chat right now. We're going speed round. Oran. What is this? Attacking creatures you control have death touch. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Ah, it's fine. It's fine. It's not exactly where I want to be in here. It's generically good. It's generically good, but it's not exactly what I want to be doing. I either want to be playing infect creatures, getting infect creatures back, or clearing the way for infect creatures. Somebody said Rogue's Passage, right? Did we already put that in here? We did, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Dwight Steele. No, we're not putting Blightsteel in this one. I mean, I guess no. I'm kind of a halfie on. I'm halfway there on Blightsteel. That's gonna move to considering. I mean, it is like just like here's the win con. We try to do that. New white Phyrexian. You know, like Frog's Passage. Our things can just get through. Strixhaven Stadium. Isn't that a mana rock? I'm not even sure what this card does. Add a mana, put a point on it. Whenever a creature does combat damage to you, remove a point from it. Whenever a creature you control does combat damage, put a point on it. And then it has 10 or more. That's close. That's very close. Because we don't... we are going to be dealing combat damage, but we're not trying to win through getting them to 0. But touches on them, we're going to have to touch them 10 times, probably, to an opponent. So whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to an opponent. So that's if I have 3 hitting you and 2 hitting you and 1 hitting you, I get 6 points on this. Am I thinking about that correctly? Darksteel Plate. Now there's a thought. Let's add it. Oh. Are these counters? Point counters, chat. Oh my god. Oron and Finn. All right, chat. What do they serve spaghetti on in Mirrodin? Ooh, chat. I can't believe these point counters. These point counters get proliferated. What the actual? Whenever a creature... Okay, but you gotta connect with a creature for it to check, right? Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage, put a point counter on it. Then, if it has 10 or more point counters on it, you remove them all, and that player loses the game. Can you... Oh, they serve spaghetti on Darksteel Plate. There you go, chat. There you go, chat. Everybody, good joke, Jake. Everyone clap at Jake. So, can I murder multiple opponents? We don't have blue, Beanpot. Can I murder multiple opponents if I make combat damages to all 3 of them? No, right? Yeah, it's only 1. Got it. I'm looking for suggestions. Robe of Stars. Yeah, protection for Ixhel. Right. Yeah, not bad, not bad, not bad. If you had several, you get to pick which one loses. Great. I picked Jake. Okay, I do. Now I want to go look at counter on. Is that going to give me the results I want here? I want to see what we can proliferate. If we're going to build this much proliferate into our deck. Oh, we need to. Oh, yeah, we did. No, no, no. Mm? Mm? Mm. 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 No. I don't think this is where we want to be. I don't think this is where we want to be. I had a thought. Shit, what was my thought? I was thinking it and then I forgot it. Oh, fuck, I was just right there again. We're not trying to go so much with counters. Yeah, Astral Cornucopia is the one that gets run in the Atraxa deck and it's insane. Thing is we don't have a proliferate on our commander, so counting on it hardcore, we probably don't want to dip into like exterior strategies just to get more cards with counters on them, so to speak. Oh, the new set. So what is it? Set, is it just called 1? There we go. Can we sort by EDH rec already? Oh, it's going to show the old cards first. Okay. All right, so we're already running Vraska in there, right? Champion of Lambholt, Luminarch Ascension, Hand of the Praetors. Thank you, Hand of the Praetors. We'll check this in just a second. Hand of the Prey. Somebody else had one that they were supposed to remind me of it. Remind me of it, please. Infect other creatures you control. Whenever you cast a creature spell with Infect, target player gets a poison counter. This is good. We just don't have a lot of Infect in here, unfortunately. It's split between Infect and Toxic, and so I don't want We're putting this in the maybe board. I don't want to have this in my hand and nothing to work with. Swarm Lord, I believe I just skipped over. Or did we put it in here? No, we did put it in here. Yeah. This one's great. Create an insect with infect for each poison counter your opponents have. That's good. Okay, let's go back to Phyrexia 1. Probably, okay, here we go. Choose a color, another target creature you control gains toxic 1 and hexproof from that color until end of turn. Can't be blocked by creatures of that color this turn. This seems like it needs to go in there, right? Skrelv. Vault of the Archangel. What was that? Isn't that lifelink? Arch Angle, y'all. It's a lot. It's a pretty obtuse card. Yeah, Death Touch, lifelink until end of turn. I'll give that a spot. That's a pretty good blocking deterrent. All right, with my Vault of the Archangel untapped and 4 mana ready to spend, I'm going to swing with all my infect creatures. Yeah, I like that. Okay, yeah, let's look at the Phyrexia 1 cards. Whoops, not the Archangle. We do like Proliferate on a 0. Skrelv seems good, right? For 2 life, you can give any of your creatures hexproof from a color and they can't be blocked by creatures of that color. That seems good to me. Toxic 1, other toxic, gets all rats all the way down. We're moving on. Beginning your upkeep, lose a life, create a toxic 1, says creatures can't block. Yeah, I mean, this is literally our strategy, right? This is literally like create 1/1 mites. At the very least, it merits considering. I love Nissa, but it just seems like a generic good card in here where it's just like donk. Same. This I think is necessary. Gain X life, create XX. Oh, here we go. This is definitely replacing. It's 1 more mana to cast this than Phyrexian Rebirth, and you end up with 6 1/1s with toxic. Cha-ching! Somebody remind me to take out Phyrexian Rebirth when we go back to that. What else? Duelist Heritage. Oh, Double Strike. Fuck. Yeah, we gotta look at some Double Strike. Kraken Jank, did you say Skrelv? Look. There's a lot of words coming at me from a lot of sentences. I don't want to run True Conviction. Black Sun's Twilight seems good in here too, instead of any of the other board wipes. Jank, you know you have to send me 8 Discord messages or I don't get them. Do you expect us to read on this channel? Creature tokens you control get +1/+0, have first strike. Oh my god, this guy definitely goes in if your secondary is the commander, right? All right. We're moving along. We got to get to cuts. We got to goldfish this deck. We got to check the other deck out. Thirty, 11:30, 30 minutes. Yeah. All right. We need 6 cuts. Know that we got 38 lands now. So let's check our mana. 35%. We're making 47. We can come down we can definitely come down some plains. Do we need any plains? What other utility lands do y'all want to add in instead of plains? Let me check Duelist Heritage. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Freaking Double Strike. Double Strike minus type creature. Maybe also the word gain. We already did. We got Ink Moth Nexus for sure. T Pro. I don't know what T Pro is. Sorry, pal. Translate, please. EDH Rex, sort. We'll get there. We'll get there. Jake, thank you for stopping by. Everybody wave at Jake. Goodbye, Jake. Catch you later. Oh, Teffer's protection. All right, let's check out. Let's lose gain and go to hat. I mean, people have said a lot of Akromas will, right? Has. Fulgor, what's up? Just straight up Fire Streaker? Oh, who said must be blocked? Grappling Hook is pretty sick in this deck. Is this card really good? Has anybody ever played this card? Gavel of the Righteous? This card seems good. Why haven't I seen this? 2 mana. Beginning of combat, put a charge counter on it. It's +1/+1 for each charge counter on it. And as long as it's got 4, they get double strike. I mean, we're proliferating, y'all. This is going in there. I like your idea, must be blocked, but it doesn't work enough with Toxic for me to like really want to go in all in on it. And I can proliferate this Gavel. Plus, I mean, check this out. Pay 3 to equip or just remove a counter from it. Remove 1 counter from it. Yeah, Doubling Season, Anointed Procession. Those are the easy answers. We're trying to look for some cards I've never seen before. Make it a little more fun. Yeah, for sure, Fulgor. No worries. All right. We need cuts and let's do some gold fishing. 7 cuts. I find it hard to believe that we would need to cut any of our creatures at this point. We need to be returning them. Whoa. All right, we know that we can cut Phyrexian Rebirth. Remove. Oh, can I Control Z that? No, I want to put that in. Trying to put all the cards we cut into considering. Doink. Doink. What else? MTG means magic. What's up? Like Knight's Whisper. I'm thinking Caress is going to get cut. Sign in Blood is holding the place of a card. That's not actually a Sign in Blood. This is actually a Infectious Inquiry. It's just a card that's not out yet, but we know it's going to be in this deck. See, like, I would rather run Knight's Whisper than feed the Infection. Yeah, that's not bad. Draw 2, lose 2, poison counter. Draw 2, poison. I think the other one just wasn't coming up because it didn't have the name on here. Yeah, no. What the hell is this? When it enters the battlefield, create 2 3/3s with Toxic 1. At the beginning of your upkeep, if they have 3 or more, choose a creature you control, then draw cards equal to its total Toxic value. Mid. 6 cards, chat. Let's go. Drowning Ichor, love that. Holy shit, I love this. We need more, honestly, we need some more ramp. Spell ramp. We got too many rocks. I'm still thinking we got too many rocks. We definitely have too many rocks now that we added this. Goodbye, Atlas. Sorry we never knew you. Are we good on this? Clasp? How many proliferate effects do we have? Let's pull out the highlighter. 18? Not bad. Look at that proliferate, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah. Yeah, see, Jank, I'm thinking that's what I want to do instead of rocks. Evo Sage is right here. Right there. Do we cut Painful Truths? No, D-Hammer, we're going to try and run it with the main one for now. I think we're going to cut Carrion Call. 4 remain. Like all this. Like all this. We're going to drop the Signet. We're going to drop... Do we care about this? I don't really care about this. Grafted exoskeleton is what I mean. Whoops. Too far, Joel. Too far. Perfect. I feel like I don't care. I mean, we have so much in here already. Why do we need this? Could be nasty on the commander. Yeah. We do have a flying commander with vigilance, right? Let's see what Courage and Crisis is. +1/+1 counter on target creature proliferate. Not for this deck. What was the other one? Smell Fear. Oh, I think we looked at this one. Yeah, dude. I'm like pretty on this one. We just have a lot of small creatures and they have infect, not... No, they have toxic, not infect. Three more cuts. We're dropping Caress. Let's back it up a little bit. We got 2 cuts left. Access Tunnel for the small creatures? I don't think so. Let's see what that card is. Target creature power 3 or less can't be blocked. Holy shit, yes. That's 100% going in there, Michael. Nice one. Okay, so we need to come down a land. It's a white. We'll go Boopski. Down to Plains. Alright. Rock. 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 Cutting 1 rock. Need one more cut. No, Infect and Toxic doesn't keep separate counters, but Toxic doesn't do anything when combat damage is dealt to creatures. It only deals damage. It only deals poison counters to players. It does not give us -1/-1. D-Hammer, I'm kind of on that. I really love the idea of Strixhaven Stadium, but I think that it's just going to be our last cut for now. You know what? Let's take a look at the deck. Let's just run it and see what happens. All right, opening hand. Sandstep, Canker Bloom, Ink Moth. There's that Feed the Infection card. I want it to be two. No, I didn't swap Farewell yet, Matt. It's kind of a big swap. I'm trying to keep this budget as low as I can for the upgrades. Just put in necessary cards. I feel like swapping out Merciless Eviction for Farewell is definitely something you do, but not until you're like, all right, I want to spend that extra right now. You're like, it's such a small tweak upward. Oh, it's only $5. I thought it was more than that. Yeah, I think that we take our free mull here. Oof. This is like my short. Going down to 6, sword would technically be on top. Okay, we at least play this. We don't have our colors. Yeah, just a really bad opener. But we'll play it. We'll go green, say go, draw. It's a sword, Karn's Bastion. We don't have mana for Plague Stinger, which is a bummer, say go. Drawing 2 cards. Yeah, we're just not hitting our colors. This is a bad one. Restart. All right, we got to keep this one. So we play Necroblossom Snarl. Reveal the swamp in our hand. Pass. Card. Command Tower. Sifonado Pestilento. Tap this. Tap this. Pestilanto. Flying and Toxic. So we begin the assault. Say go. Draw a card. Save that. Go swamp. Untap, untap. This time we go Icarats. Black, black, whatever. Icarats. Every player gets a poison counter. So now proliferate. We're in the business. It's blurry for y'all. It shouldn't be. I'm not getting any notifications on my side. You might want to hit restart. Sorry if it's blurry. So everybody gets a poison counter, and we're attacking another player, and this one's gonna have 2. Boom. Next turn. Untap. Draw. Crows and Verge enters tap. That's fine. Just go ahead and play that. Don't have anything really else to do. We'll leave open for Putrefy. We're going to assume that they don't have blockers. So this is going to be somebody up to 3. This is going to be somebody else up to 3. So now we have a person at 1. A person at 1 and 2 players at 3. If everything went exactly correctly. Draw. Creatures you control get +2/+2 till end of turn. Whenever a creature blocks this turn, its creature gets a poi. Huh. So what do? We go... Oh, dude, we definitely go Ixhel now, right? Green. Green, black, white. Ixhel. So we got our Flying Vigi Toxic 2 at the beginning of your end step. Each opponent has 3 or more poison counters. Exile the top card, library face down. And so just like that, we've got 2 cards face down that we can look at and play for as long as they remain exiled. And pay attention to Ixhel's text, because it says you may look at and play those cards for as long as they remain exiled, not look at and play look at and cast them, because you don't cast lands. My point is like you could definitely play their lands. That's pretty cool. So we play that, go to attacks if we can. 2 more, that's 5 on somebody, that's 4 on somebody. The other player still has 1. They got a slow start. End step, we have 2 cards bonked, and we can, or what do you call it, impulsed. And we can play those cards for as long as they remain exiled. So really the move there is like, if you got a land off of them, play that land. Period. So now we're just open. This is the point in the game here where play a tap land. Nope, I do not want to restart. I want to tap this. This is the point of the game where I would be... Is that a little bit better? This is the point of the game where I would be waiting. I wouldn't cast anything else onto the board. I've got 2 players that are at 3 poison counters that are just going to be giving me cards. I got a flying toxic and a Vigi toxic here. So we're putting 2 on with that and 1 on with that. This is where I'd be chilling. Yeah, Michael, and that's the risk of the Infect deck, right? At this point, all eyes on me. Oh yeah, you're definitely attacking with Ixhel. Absolutely. Because we got Putrefy to back it up. And honestly, at this point, Putrefy, we're definitely staying open. Unless we just get something ridiculous. Get something ridiculous from our opponent's decks. Yeah, see, I feel like at this point, you're absolutely right. Now we're going to be getting targeted down. But we've stabilized with a board position that's just going to keep gaining us value. And so here's where I would hold, and I would only be playing stuff, if possible, off our opponent's decks. Building my hand back up. So, attack, maybe attack. You know, we're at like mid to high poison counters, talking 0 to 10 on one person. We're at like mid on one person, and then we're low on one person. Right. Yeah, we sit on Rogue's Passage until like this, unless I absolutely have just not gotten somebody poisoned at least 1 counter so that our proliferate stuff is hitting hard. I would be holding Rogue's Passage as like a win condition. I want my last opponent to be at 8 and my toxic 2 fella or lady. Creature, Phyrexian Angel. And then Rogue's Passage drops, makes it unblockable, bing, bang, boom. Bob's your uncle. So attack. We get 2 more cards. This is actually 3 on that person now, if I've been doing my math correctly. And so now we're getting 3 cards revealed with Ixhel. This is tapped. We'll say this is not swinging. No, actually, we'll say that's swinging because it's dealing -2/-2, right? To a creature if it hits. And then we sit on Putrefy. Let's say we burned Putrefy before our next turn because all eyes are definitely on us. Draw a card. I mean, and that's not even to count, like, maybe we played a 2-drop off of all the cards that we had exiled from our opponents. And we draw Farewell. All right, we're going to restart with this one more time. At 10:30, I want to swap to the other deck. Oh, baby. Look at this start right here, chat. Turn 1, Elf. Turn 2, Ickerclaw. Turn 3, we got Unnatural Restoration ready to go. If anybody early knocks our Glistener Elf or our Ickerclaw, and we got Faithful Apparition. I actually want to do Faithful Apparition turn 2 probably, right? Get it attacking ASAP. Let's see what we got. Turn 1, we're definitely going Forest. Tap that for the Elf. Say go. Untap, draw. We got a pocket removal spell now. Attack. Somebody's at 1. Play a land. Hope there's a player who has white in their colors. Let's say there's not until the next turn. Just to try and simulate gameplay. Ickerclaw Mirror. Say go. Nope. Boop, boop. Draw a card. Each opponent gets a poison counter, then each creature your opponents control get -1/-1 until end of turn for each poison counter its controller has. Huh. Land for turn. We're gonna need some mana here soon. Attack, attack. Everybody's got one now, so we can proliferate hardcore. That's only a permanent unnatural restoration. We need to... oh, yeah, draw on turn 1. You're right. Oh, now we got both our Twilights. Oof. Alright, so we go to here. We're not casting anything on that turn. You know, it's potentially we cast Phyrexia Outbreak just to take out their early board if that's a thing. Card for turn is Staff of Completion. We actually like that a lot. We're running cold on mana. Whoops, now we're turning cards over. Let's just run Staff of Completion out. Swing tap it, pay 4 life, draw a card. That's probably the play here. How do you dig out from under this, chat? I think you just gotta dig cards. Like, we play this, we immediately tap it, lose 4. Where's my life? Here we go. Bop, 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 bop. Draw land. Shit. Buzz, what's up? All right, so that was EOT. Let's say we definitely ran these out there. We got our opponents at like 1, 2, and 2 right now ish. Is that right? Turn 2 attack, turn 3 attack with both of these. That's 3, turn 4. Yeah. So it's actually 5. So it's like 1, 2, 3 out there somewhere. We made sure we spread them around. Drawing a card. Hell yes. That is a fucking good thing to see right there. Now we got Ixhel up. And I think we're just definitely running Ixhel out, right? That's the only way to go. We don't have a swamp. Actually, we don't have our mana. Is this only if you control a swamp? Only if you control a swamp. Brutal. Okay, so we would have to hope that we've got... Nope. We just don't have it. We got an opponent playing swamps, right? So that taps for black, that taps for green, this taps for white. Bop, bop. We lose 2 life, and then colorless. And so Ixhel runs out there. And we got a Tainted Wood left over. Here is where we want to try. So if we've got an opponent at 1, an opponent at 2, and an opponent at 3 poison counters, we want to try and get... Basically, we're going to attack both of these at the opponent with 2 to go up to 3. So that hopefully with Ixhel we hit lands. Honestly. Because then if everything has just gone groovy for us... We got... No, this is a playtest on Moxfield Bear. This is just their little goldfishing side program that's kind of built in. I think it's important when you get a deck built up for the first time to do some goldfishing to see where you're flowing and try and simulate what would happen. Definitely people would answer this, etc. Just play honest and tell how your deck does. So, if everything's gone groovy, we've got 2 opponents at 3. We're exiling 2 cards. One from 2 different opponents. And we sure as shit just hope those are lands. David, what's up? Good to see you. Haven't been to your live stream in a while. Well, welcome. Glad you're here. So, I think that it plays pretty well. It needs to go fast. I mean, maybe 38 lands is the way to go. Let's go back to the deck. At 100 on the main board, let's take a look at what we cut from the deck. These. So these weren't. We're just gonna toss these. Remove. Remove. Look at all these rocks. Remove all. And then remove. Okay, so we cut 14 cards. We cut Mycosynth Fiend. Let's run this back up. Our cuts were Mycosynth Fiend, Scavenging Ooze, Windborn Muse, Caress of Phyrexia, Fumigate, Phyrexian Rebirth, Carrion Call, Phyrexian Atlas, Chromatic Lantern, Commander Sphere, Felwar, Golgari, and Norn Xanax, and Ghostly Prison. We cut those 14 cards and some lands. We cut a bunch of basic lands to add in Vault of the Archangel. We added in Rogue's Passage. Came with Karn's Bastion. We did add in Inkmoth Nexus. This is one of those, like, this is a small upgrade because it just does give you that little bit of extra edge, and you could possibly win with this. It's definitely something you want in here, but keep in mind that this is a $34 card. Do I think this gives you a $34 effect? Not really. I just think this hasn't been reprinted in a while. Proxy it up, see how you like it. An access tunnel. Can't remember who suggested the access tunnel in chat, but this one was an excellent suggestion. Looking over here, kept Norton's Decree in there. We added Sword of Truth and Justice. We added Staff of Completion from the new set. We added Gavel of the Righteous. Gavel of the Righteous gets +1/+1 for each counter on it. We've got a ton of Proliferate in this deck, so we can proliferate the counters on Gavel to give our Infect creatures for just 2 mana, because look at the bottom equip cost. Remove a counter from Gavel. That's how we're equipping this. We can proliferate those counters, and then if it gets 4 on it, we can double strike our Infect creatures, our Toxic creatures. And it's good for both of them. Left in Glistening Sphere, left in Contagion Clasp, and Arcane Signet. We added Tainted Strike. Somebody made the point that you can do this to your opponent's creatures as well. Help them fit, let them help you finish somebody off with poison counters. We added Black Sun's Twilight just because this card is an absolute banger, and our toxic creatures are going to be targeted, so we got to keep them on the battlefield. We got to get them back. We got to get them back. And we added a Chroma's Will for a little bit of protection. This card just does everything. White Sun's Twilight we added just because it's a board wipe that leaves you a board state. This was kind of a 1-for-1 swap with Phyrexian Rebirth. Sign in Blood is actually Infectious Inquiry, so we left that card in. Don't think that Sign in Blood is actually in this deck. All of these came in the deck. No, we put Noxious Assault in the deck. Whenever a creature blocks this turn, its controller gets a poison counter, so this puts our opponents into a damned if you do, damned if you don't. I will say, I got this in my opening hand during one of our Goldfish sessions, and it kind of sat there, and I wasn't super excited to use it, even with 2 Infect creatures on the battlefield. So this might be one that I, kind of look at over time. Merciless Eviction's one that'll be cut for Farewell someday. Future upgrade. We love these cards. I'm kind of middle. I'm kind of mid on Feed the Infection. I still want to see if that one really works in here, but I like little draw spells like Night's Whisper more than the average person, so I'm super in on that. Expand is great. This card I added in. Target creature gets -4/-4 until end of turn proliferate. This card in our deck is insanity. Cultivate will probably come out. Probably a little bit more ramp. Drop this for some 2 mana ramp. Culling Ritual I love. And then this card is Emerge from the Vat. Vat Emergence, something like that. We have it in here. Vat Emergence. Put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control and proliferate. That's exactly what we want to be doing. Pretty excellent card there. Creatures. We added Venomous Brutalizer, 4/4 with Toxic 3 that proliferates for 2 when it comes in, so it's got some value a little further down the line, or you can play it for 4. Venerated Rot Priest just because we want to go fast. Same with Skrelv. Plus, Skrelv is like our Infect Mother of Runes, so I really like it. Skittles is a classic Infect win con, gotta run it. All these came with the deck. Added Phyrexian Crusader. This is one too. This one's kind of the power level to money ratio on this card's not super there for me, but I do really like it. Infect First Strike is pretty sweet because it's going to lower their power by 2 before they even get a chance to touch you if you're the only one with First Strike in that, or Double Strike in that battle. So Phyrexian Crusader is a little bit better than it looks on the surface, and if you can get that power up at all, you're really hurting them. Love that one. Ichor Claw's great. Icarats have to have it. Added in Glistener Elf just because I think we should try and maximize our chance of playing a turn 1, turn 2 infect creature so we can get 3 counters, at least 1 counter on everybody, and up to that 3 counters hopefully, so that we can start getting some cards into our options for play with Ixhel. Glissas will keep. We kept all these creatures. Canker Bloom just seems so good. Added in Bloated Contaminator. Trample Toxic 1 deals combat damage, proliferate. Like, we'll just take any of those effects that you can possibly give us. And then we left all these in, and we added Vraska Betrayal Sting as well. Utility removal on it. Proliferate for 0, so you can play it for 5 mana and 2 life. Get this out, start proliferating those poison counters. Hopefully you drew a hand that allowed you to get 1 poison counter on each opponent as quickly as possible, so then you can lean on your Phyrexians proliferating after that, and that's how you end up winning the game. And then of course we left Ixhel. I really do, and I'll say this one more time, I really like Vishgaz as the secondary commander in this deck. I think that there's a lot of potential here with a go wide sort of mites deck, more than I normally get excited for. Lieutenant commanders is basically what they are in these precons. So that is the initial upgrade to Corrupting Influence.